Hey, my friend. Hey, I'm just so excited that we are here. We are rocking with this 10 strategy to prepare, just to prepare yourself to be that best seller, right? So today we'll talk about strategy number 2. We talked about strategy number 1 yesterday, and today we'll talk about strategy number 2. Listen, people pay for something because of their stage. We know that already. If you're in a lazy state or you're in a suffering state, you will be leaned towards certain thing. And if you're in your beautiful state, you'll be able to make a decision a lot faster and maybe more effective because of your state, right? Okay, so in order to really do a sale, you have to be able to manage your customer state. Again, you must manage your customer state. If the customer is in a bad state or suffering state, they may not make a decision. But if they're in a beautiful stage, they may make a decision. Or some stuff, depending on your product, you may steer them very well so they can see the suffering and then make a decision. Now, again, as a salesperson, it's going to be up to you to manage your customer state. Why manage the customer state? Let me illustrate this way. Let's say somebody come to your shop, or let's say somebody come to your shop to buy shoes, right? This person walk in, they are really pissed off because maybe something was going on with the boyfriend or the husband home, and they're in a bad mood. They're not really in a very good mood. You know they're having a bad day. You can't say, you know what? I mean, are you sure you really want to buy shoes today? No. You have to manage the emotion. You literally have to walk on them like counselor. You need to get them into the stage, the beautiful state, the state that when they will respond easily based on your product. So the person who's walking in the store and they want to buy shoes, and but they're in a bad mood. They have tried these shoes and it's good. They laugh a little bit, but they're not there with you because the stage is not right there. So you have to come up with a technique to bring this customer, to separate the customer from whatever they are suffering from whatever is affecting them, from whatever was affecting them before they make to your store. Because trust me, they may walk away not because of the product, but because of you failed to manage the state, to bring them where they need to be. So let's say if it's about the shoes, you can do something like, hey, man, hey, how your day is gone? Yeah, hey. The customer may say, well, this thing happened between me and my husband and blah, blah, blah. You need to step in for the customer. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And gradually you have to get that customer out of that stage. Maybe by bring their mind into something else. But as a salesperson, don't think that the customer is responsible to manage their own state and be in the stage when they can say yes or they can sign that contract. It's your responsibility. Let me give you another illustration. I have a lady who called me. We was talking. Matter of fact, she's in the school of 365. And she told me, she was in a very, very bad mood. She was going through some trouble with the husband. And, we was talking. She was like, well, I really, really like this product. But, I think I'm going through so much now with what I'm going with my husband. And not only that, I don't have money, And I would say, wow, I listen. I would say, oh, wow. So what's going on? Is everything okay? He said, no, my husband don't want me to do business. But I know the business is good for my family and it's good for us. I would say, wow. I listened to her and literally forget about the product. I didn't push the product. And I just pushed the thing aside. And I said, well, so what do you think you should do? She said, well, I think I need to keep going on and prove to my husband and show my husband that, hey, this business I'm trying to build is actually good for all of us. You see, I moved from my product to dealing with the customer stage. I could try to push the product when she stayed in a suffering stage. I was like, wow, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And I asked her, what are some of the stuff that your husband didn't want you to do and you did, and you know it was good for the family, and you did it, and he came back and be like, wow, honey, I'm so glad you actually did this for the family. She named few things, and I was like, wow. So I move her there to and bring her back to some of the stuff she accomplished before, was actually similar to what I'm trying to offer her. But she was so caught off with the husband rebuttal, right? So when we agree with that, and I asked her, think about it. How about if you just think about it, just look a year down the road. Say you went to the school of 365, you took the program, now you're trying to establish this business, and you just learn certain technique and apply into the business and really, really get the results you needed, and then bring before your husband. How do you think your husband's gonna feel? She was like, oh wow, I never thought about it. And you see, I shape her emotion. I help her to control her emotion and move her from the suffering stage to the beautiful stage, and make her see the possibility and not just focus on the problem. And bam, she purchased the program. And now I'm sure she's there in school. And if you were the person, put in a comment that yes, coach used this technique on me. And you have to use that on all your customers. Even your child. It's a technique of influence. When you are dealing with somebody, be responsible to manage the person's emotion. Remember, whatever control comes into your hand, whatever you can control is what you can lay hand on it. You cannot control the action of another person, but if you take the responsibility, you take control, you can lead a person where you want the person to go and hit with the sale. Okay, so we talk about how to manage your own emotion and how to work on your customer emotion. And how to work on your customer emotion. So tomorrow we will dive in, we will go a little bit further and how to prepare the customer emotionally to make that sale. This is almost 3 different high points, and they work like magic when you understand this and you start putting in practice. So go out there and practice this with maybe with your spouse, and practice with your kids, how to work with them even though when they're in a bad stage, bring them back up and make sure they can respond to whatever message you want to communicate it. This work with your product, this work in relationship, this work in everything. Leader take responsibility. I'm just showing you the way I do, the way any leader does. You have to take responsibility. You control the emotion and then get them to say yes. All right, see you tomorrow.